Alright folks, back for another 2,000 point battle report with my Tyranids taking on the Salamanders once again. We have 2,000 points of Tyranids here. I brought 2 patrol detachments. I'm trying something out a little different here, just for fun, after playing in the tournament. So we're going to try there's a lot of good units here, but the way I'm bringing them is going to be hopefully decent. It's 2 Behemoth patrol detachments. I'll just go through each one. It doesn't really matter between the 2 patrols, but we have a total of 4 HQs between both detachments. So 3 Flying Hive Tyrants. This one's the Warlord. He has a Scyths of Tyran relic. He has Unstoppable Hunger, Murderous Size, and Adrenal Glands. This Tyrant here, and each one has a set of Devourers as well, so 12 shots for each of them. Then this Tyrant has Murderous Size as well, and Monstrous Rending Claws instead of the Scyths, and also has Adrenal Glands. For powers, he has Unstoppable Hunger, Catalyst. He has the Horror and Psychic Scream. This guy has the Resonance Barb relic, so I paid 2 CP for the extra Physiology and relic. And he has T.Sacs in addition to the Adrenal Glands. And he has Psychic Scream and Unstoppable Hunger and Psychic Scream for his powers. Then we got the Swarmlord with Catalyst and Onslaught, Lictor, 2 10-man Termagant units, 10-man Hormagaunt unit, 2 Acid Tyrannopexes. We get the Dimachaeron, just Trygon, just cuz, and my Crone is proxying as a Harpy, just for fun, just to see. I'm literally just doing a list. It's just throw it forward and see what happens. So it's either going to go really good or very bad, but we'll find out.
All right, we got 2,000 points of pure Salamanders coming in. My list hasn't changed a whole lot from my last game I played, but we'll see how it goes. In my HQ slots, I have a Captain in Gravis armor. He also has a Burning Blade relic, and he is my Warlord. I have my Lieutenant, who I have a new model for. Instead of my old Beret Primaris, he is modeled as is. So he's got the Teeth of Terra. My Librarian, he's got the 2 powers from the Promethean, the Fire Shield and Drake Skin. Moved into my troop slots. I got a 5-man Tackman squad, all just bolters. In the other 2, I have a 9-man and a 10-man squad of intercessors. I just needed the points, so I had to get rid of one. In my elites, I have the Blade Guard veterans, the Blade Guard Ancient. Those are heavy guys. Over here I got my aggressors, my 3-man aggressors, 3 dreadnoughts who I'm in the middle of painting, 2 of them with las cannons, and 1 of them was a plasma. And for my heavy I got my 5-man plasma guys, and my 3-man eradicators, and of course my 4 las cannon predator annihilator. Alright, 2,000 points, Salamanders.
All right, here's the table we were playing on. We were playing the Overrun mission from GT 2020 pack. So deployment is 10 inches up on either side with a total of 6 objectives. This is one of those nasty ones, though, that's hold 2 and hold 3. Not a fan of those, but got to work with them. So 6 objectives, 1 here, 1 right in under there, 1 here, here, there, and over in that zone. So for terrain, looks a little bit different than what we normally do. So under here, you can just pass under there. Shooting into it as will be -1 to hit if you're underneath any of the edges inside there. Obscuring, obviously, for everything else. Central pieces are obscuring. And then these are also obscuring, but I mean, they're pretty small profile. The trees are there, decorative. That's their only purpose. Objective-wise, I took Engage, Deploy, Scramblers, and Assassinate. Salamanders have Bring It Down, Assassinate, and Oath of Moment. So we'll find out who gets to pick deployment zones. Interestingly, they both are pretty decent sides. So we have a 5 to a 2. So I get my choice, but honestly, I just want to get first turn against the Salamander. So we'll come back after we deployed. All right, folks, so we've gone ahead and deployed. I chose this side. Wasn't really, it was a tough decision, but looking at it, like there's a lot of spots to hide on this side. That side kind of, there were some nice spots where the Dima could kind of plop around, but overall, I think with the spacing there, I'll be able to kind of move freely, where this side is very like kind of zoned out for what I want to do. So that's the reason I took that this side. So I got my Hormagaunts here, my Dimachaeron right here. He is out of range of the Hellblasters. However, the tank is going to see him. No matter where I put him on this table, the tank would have been able to draw a beat onto him. Even placing him over here, the tank could have went down in that corner. So I just had to accept that that's where he's going. Harpy right here, Swarmlord, Murder Tyrant. There, Trygon, Tyrant, Gaunts holding that objective. Double turn effects over here. Gaunts just chilling right there. And then reserves, obviously my Lictor is doing his thing. On the opposing side, we have Dreadnought, Blade Guards, Aggressors, Dreadnought, Attack Squad, Dreadnought, Intercessors, Captain, Hellblasters, Predator, Intercessors, and the Lieutenant. And where's the Librarian?
The librarian's in the back next to the ancient.
Oh, he's right there. Oh, I thought it was a Blade Guard. Just the sword, yeah. I thought, like, I've seen all the swords, and I was like, oh, there's just Blade Guard there. So, yeah, there's the Librarian. All right, so let's find out who's going first in this 2,000-point battle report. I literally can't go first. All right, it's all good. So we'll see if pretty much is my Dimachaeron going to live. That's it. All right, we'll come back after that. So movement finished for the Salamanders. This guy moved up to grab this objective just on the very edge of it. Blade Guard Aggressors move forward with the Dreadnought. Librarians in tow. Aggressors move forward this way. Dreadnought switched over to get a line at the Dimachaeron. Hellblasters holding still. They won't be able to shoot anything without exposing themselves drastically. And these guys just moved into the terrain. That's it. We'll come back after Psychic and Shooting. Oh, the Captain. Where's he about? He's right back there.
So all of this bubble is within 6 inches.
There we go. All right, we'll come back after Psychic. All right, so that ends Psychic. Well, actually, the full turn. So the Dima dropping down to 15 wounds, making some saves against that Lazdred, and then the Predator really dropped the ball there, failing to wound with 3 of his 4 hits. Over this way, though, this Tran effects dropped down to 11 wounds, so last cannon shot coming through there doing a little bit of damage. These Gaunts, I do owe you a morale real quick on those Gaunts, because I'm way out of Synapse, but I'm aware of that when I set it up. They are good, because I lost 3 of them. Yep, so I think they're good. Double check that in a second, but either way. So yeah, we'll move into Tyranid's turn 1. Nothing for points. No, some Oaths of Moment up for grabs, as long as no morales or anything are failed. And then we'll come back after that. All right, so moving done for the Tyranid. So Dimachaeron coming up. He's going to get slingshotted here. The Tyrant's flapping all forward, ready to launch in and see what happens. All positions, so smites will be going off against the Hellblasters. If I can get them. Gaunts move forward here with a 1-inch advance, but they're just doing their thing. Not Crone. Harpy moved up this way, just to zone out from the Eradicators coming on this side of the table. I mean, they can still come in the back, but just I don't want them to sneak in shots. Same with these Gaunts, they just moved ahead, zoned out. My turn effects to the Eradicators can't get them really over there. I know they can come in straight ahead, but I'd rather them there than coming into my backfield. And then into the middle here, I didn't know what to do with him, so I just sent him over this way. So that's it. So we'll come back after Psychic and Shooting and see what the table looks like. All right, the Dima has leaped up here after getting Onslaught off, so getting 18-inch movement, so he's going to leap down on that tank. Originally, I was going to go for the guys in here. Outside of that, a little bit of chip damage, killed off a fair amount of these guys. I think killed off 4 of them between just a couple smites. Didn't really do a whole lot else outside of that. Did 2 wounds to that Dreadnought back there with a ton of shots from the Tyrants. Managed to kill off one of these guys, wound down another with the turn fixes. The AP -1 ignoring, kind of forgot about that. I mean, there's still nothing I could do, but very, very fortunate for the Salamanders because they had 2 up saves there, or else it would have been a few more dead Blade Guard, but they're good to go, still in strong shape, and the Trygon wasn't in range to do really anything. So that's it. We're going to come back after all the charges about to go down in this area. All right, that ends Tyranid's turn. So did pretty well all of the combat. So Hellblasters dropped down to one guy. The Dimachaeron charging there. Made some really good charge rolls with that Tyrant coming down, going over there. That Tyrant's there. There's an Intercessor right in there. It's hard with all the wings. But this Harpy is an engagement range of a guy right there. Killed off 3 of those ones. Like I said, 1 Intercessor left. Killed off the Dreadnought. Heroically intervened, just hopefully to wither the storm or do some decent Overwatch with the Flamer. Did 3 mortals to the Murder Tyrant, dropping him down to 9. Dimachaeron took care of the tank, but wasn't 3 inches away of these guys, even though after they piled in. So no way I could overrun with that. So the Dimachaeron had to sit there irregardless. That's it. 2-1 is the score. 1 point for Oaths, 2 points for Engage. Didn't have enough to get those Gaunts over, but I didn't want to spend ECP to overdrive them yet. So we'll come back after turn 2. Salamanders. All right, so that ends Salamander's movement. So big roll that had to happen. The aggressors had to get a decent charge, advance roll to get shooting at this Tyrant. The Hellblaster disengaged with him moving back. So that Tyrant is free. The other 2 are still tied up with the Harpy. Dimachaeron sitting there with the Eradicators who arrived right in the center. Over this way, the Dreadnought stayed on the objective, getting a total of 10 points for primaries. And the Blade Guard moved forward with the Librarian as well. So that's it for movement. We'll come back after the Psychic and Shooting and see if they can deal some heavy damage here to this winged Tyranid. All right, that ends the shooting phase. So the Dimachaeron is gone. However, it did come down to these guys shooting in. Some very poor damage rolls, dropping him down to 3 wounds, but the Dreadnought finished him off just in the nick of time because there would have been some tough choices then. So the Tyrant right here, who is not in combat, is down to 4 wounds. The other 2 Tyrants are engaged by the Intercessors in this crazy mess right there. Then over this way, the Dreadnought missed or failed to wound against this Tyrannofex there. So the Tyrannofexes are sitting quite healthy and ready to do some double shooting. Then over this way, that aggressor contributed to that Tyrant dropping down to 4 wounds. So getting some decent points though, getting rid of that Dimachaeron, and also a huge threat gone. So the plan is now hopefully keep these Tyrants tied up because I can't back out and charge stuff. So I need to kill a bunch of stuff here. So it is your charge move. The captain's going in right there. So
Going in, and the lieutenant's going in.
oh yeah, and sorry, and the lieutenant's he's in there, so it's hard to see. It's the lieutenant and the Intercessors. But we'll come back after that. All right, so that ends the turn. So a Tyrant was taken out, so some damage on the Salamander's part coming right back. The other Tyrants are still there. The one right here with the Reasonance Barb is down to 9 wounds, and the Murder Tyrant is down to 8. Killed off the lieutenant. I had to interrupt play there. The captain came in, killed off that Tyrant very well there. Actually, in a breakdown to the last wound, I tried to command point reroll to save it. Did not work out. Then this Tyrant interrupted play, killed the lieutenant, took him out. Then the Intercessors piled in. That's what I'm trying to say here. At this Tyrant and this one. Didn't do any damage, or I did 1 wound there and 1 wound there on each of them, so not a ton of damage. Then the Murder Tyrant fought back. He transhuman. All CP is gone for the Salamanders and killed off 4 of them. Pulled them around this way, just so that way the Harpy is now not in combat because there was that one guy there that was within an inch. I know it doesn't look like it, but we're just the wings are hard. And then kept the 2 Tyrants tied up in combat. So Harpy's free to go, but it's going to keep the movement of those Tyrants at bay. So good play there. Scoring a total of 5 points for Bring It Down, 3 for Assassinate, and at least 1 for Oaths so far. Just 1 for Oaths no matter what, because he's not within 6, and that guy had to fall back. So that's it. We'll go into Tyranid's turn 2. Movement done for the Tyranids. So these guys move forward, just kind of playing it slow with them. I got a total of 10 for my primaries. Those 2 guys surviving held that objective being their OBSEC. Trygon moved over this way forward. Around this side, up there, the Harpy flew over, dropped some mines down upon the attack marines, killed 1, thanks to rolling a 6 and doing 2 mortal wounds. So killed the attack guy there. Then the Tyranids is staying still to get some double shots, and the Lictor popped up there, threw Scrambler down. These guys moved in advance to grab that objective. Risking it for the biscuit because they are all at a synapse over on that side. So, yep. So that's it. We'll come back after shooting and psychic game shooting. I should. Right, that ends Tyranid's turn. Sorry, doesn't end the turn, but ends the turn of psychic and shooting. So killed off all the guys in there between my psychic and that one tyrant shooting in. Actually killed enough to only have engagement with that one murder tyrant. So I had to kill him with my devourers. Had to use pathogenic slime because I had to kill that lone intercessor so I can charge. Then the Trygon got slingshotted by the Swarmlord and with Onslaught, so I'm going to go for the Eradicators there. And the Harpy is going to charge in over that way. Over here, I killed off one of the Blade Guard and left one down to 2 wounds. Did 4 wounds, 4 wounds to that Dreadnought with this Tyranids there. So that's it. Going to head into some charges over this way and see what it looks like. Oh, sorry, and I killed that Hellblaster with shots from that Tyrant since he was out of combat after the smites. So we'll come back after all the charging and see what it looks like. All right, that ends the turn. So the Tyrant charged in at the captain there. The Murder Tyrant went over this way, engaged both the Intercessors and the Tyrant, or the captain, hoping this guy would finish him off, but he did not. All invols made, even with some 6s rolled for those monstrous rending claws. Trygon charged in at the Tac Marines and the Eradicators. Did not kill off all the Tac Marines somehow with the Trygon and the Harpy. Trygon just trying so hard. But so he will hold that objective, unfortunately for me. But on a whole, though, getting 3 points for killing the captain and denying that objective at least. So that is something. So that is it. I also just realized I made an error. It's hold 2 and hold 3. So I didn't really need to kill that objective fully. But I guess killing the OPSEC is still a good play. I could have attacked the Eradicators, but no worries there. We'll come back after Salamander's turn 3. So movement's done. Everyone pretty much just moved over this way. That's the gist of it. All these guys staying in combat with the Tyrant. The Eradicator staying in with the Trygon as well. Just didn't want to lose that point for Osa moment. And the Dreadnought just moving a little bit over that way. That's it. We'll come back after the psychic. So shooting done. One of my Tyrants is down. He's down to 5. Trygon taking wounds from Smite got him. Harpy got hit as well, so it's not looking good. I mean, still points-wise, I'm doing quite well there, but losing 5 gaunts over here, only 2 left, so I will have morale to take for them. And then 6 wounds done to that Tyranids. So that's it for shooting. We'll come back after the charge. So big one about to go down with that Dreadnought. If he fails to kill him, it's very good for the Tyranids. Right, so very grim for the Tyranids. Points-wise, though, I think I'm still going to be all right for now. So Tyrants are taken out thanks to these guys and it being Assault Doctrine. Harpy of all things is still sitting there. 4 wounds though. But that's it. So scoring 6 for Assassinate, 6 for Bring It Down, and none for Primaries. And then Oath has potential for 2. Sorry. You got 1 point for sure for Oaths, and then 1 more potentially if you don't fail in morale. But that's it. So we'll come back after Tyranids, turn 3. All right, so that ends movement. So I'm not out of it yet. I'm definitely on the back end, but that's all right. So these guys finished off my Scramblers in the neutral zone. I got 15 for my primaries. Swarmlord's still holding that, but he moved over to put these guys back into instinctive behavior range, so that way I can target stuff. That terrain affects his range onto the Librarian. Got to kill him. Gaunt's obviously still just doing their thing. Lictor ran over to grab or deny that objective, so on his turn there'll be no more primaries again, which is key. Here, Spormon moved in advance enough to get over this side with Fly, so it's going to hit that guy hopefully, as he is a character. So that is it for movement. Psychic phase probably not going to have a whole lot happening, but shooting phase, some clutch things that I need to go through, but we'll come back after that. All right, so that ends Tyranid's turn 3. So Harpy going clutch, killed off the, actually the Spore Mine did 3 wounds to that guy, and then he had 2 wounds left. The Harpy actually attacked, hitting on 5s where he's in his bottom profile, 2 hits, then got the 2 wounds with the reroll. Spent my last CP to do that, killed that guy off. So big moment there. Tyranids effects charged in, hoping to do some damage, didn't do it. But he is down to 8 wounds. So holding him there, which just means that I'm going to for sure deny that objective into turn 4 and then also turn 5, because even if he kills the Tyranids effects, I still have my Lictor there as well, and nobody will be able to make it over. So that's it. Still in this game. We'll come back after Salamander's turn for movement. All right, so that ends the movement for the Salamander. So these guys move forward. No points for primary this turn. Dreadnought moved and advanced up this way as well. These guys grabbed that objective. Eradicators moved up over this way, advancing, and that's pretty much it. So we'll come back after the psychic and a little bit of shooting. All right, so that ends the turn. Lost my Tyranids effects and lost the Hive Crone, but that's okay because the Lictor's also on that objective, and that's all that matters. So we got maxing out on Bring It Down there. So Bring It Down's maxed, and getting another point for Oaths for killing another monster. And the dude in the middle. Yeah, forgot about him. Librarian. Yeah, so he's still there. That's it. We'll come back after Tyranid's turn for movement. All right, that ends Tyranid's turn for movement. So the Gaunts advanced up enough to get 3 within range of the objective to deny him that, and that was the point. Scoring 15 for my primary. Swarmlord ran back there where I have second turn. I can score objectives at the end of my turn 5. Lictor moved over just to deny him that objective as well, so denying full primaries going into his turn. And that is the end of my turn. Oh, no, probably some shooting at those guys too. So that's it. We'll come back. All right, that ends turn 4 for Tyranid. So no charges or anything happened. Actually killed off one of these guys with the Tyrant effects. But that's it. So very tight game here. Not sure what the points are at. It's going to be extremely close. But we're moving into Salamander's turn 5, denying full primaries for this turn. We'll see what happens though. Come back after that. All right, so that's the end of the game. So in the Salamander's turn, I mean, all that happened, these guys came forward, grabbed that objective. No shooting to be done. Oh, sorry, all these Gaunts were killed off. And yeah, that was pretty much it. This guy stayed alive, then into my turn, I moved back, grabbed that objective. These guys are holding that. So I got my 5 final primary points. Swarmlord just ran up with his double move. And yeah, that was it. So final tally is 79 to 43 in favor of the Tyranids. Just denied primary so much. What was the secondary score? I was ahead by 1 on secondary, so that was very close actually for secondary points. 34 to 33 for secondaries, and then I maxed my primaries to 10. So those 2 turns where I denied you objectives fully, even in, we were just talking about, even in a hold 1 and hold 2 scenario, it wouldn't have made a difference. So the list did what it was supposed to. There's the dead pile, lots of dead big guys, but yeah, it did what it was supposed to, fly forward. We were talking about if anything else could have really been done, but it was just, there's so many threats forward that they had to be dealt with. But just a few, I mean, there's nothing you can do with dice, but had the Dimachaeron right here died turn 1 to that Predator, or had been severely crippled and lost a bit of his movement, that could have made a huge difference. But that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. More reports to come.